at today. I think I'm going to hire a bike to get us a bit further afield. And then I would quite like to go to Rosenborg, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, castle. It's meant to be beautiful to see. And then I would quite like to go to the Black Diamond, which is the Royal Library Garden. It looked lovely when I passed it on the canal tour yesterday. There's a few places. Museum of Copenhagen is free on Wednesdays. It is currently Wednesday, so I'm thinking that could be a potential option, is a little free thing to do. Then there's also Christiansborg Tower, which you can go to the top of and get a view of the city, and that's apparently free, so I thought, well, of course I want to do that. Then there's there's Freetown Christiania as well, which a lot of people have recommended to go and see. So as you can see, there's quite a bit that I want to try and get done today. I'm not sure how much of it I actually will get done, but I feel like if I hire a bike, there's a possibility I'll get majority of it done. So that is the plans. That chime has become a common sound. So hired the bike, and I've decided I think I'm going to go to the Christian town first, because I feel like that does seem like somewhere I would like to see. Got a bike, it was £20 for a full day, which I think is pretty good value. So I've got this until 12 o'clock tonight, so I'm probably going to take it back to that vegan restaurant and have dinner there the night. I've decided not to put a coat on. That could be a bad decision because it could rain and it is a bit chilly, but I decided I didn't want the coat. So anyway, got the bike secured. Freetown Christiania is the land of the settlers. It's basically the biggest opportunity so far to build up a society from scratch, while nonetheless still incorporating the remaining constructions, own electricity plant, a bathhouse, a giant athletics building. Today Christiania still exists. Its main feature for years has been the so-called Green Light District in Pusher Street, a street named for the drugs sold from street vendors. Over the last few years, crime has forced the open sale of any drugs in Christiania to stop, and the people who live there will not put up with crime, so that has forced the stalls to close. It's said that it's still pretty easy to buy weed in the area, but it's just not as open as it used to be. Christiania does have its own set of principles that the just under 1,000 people who live there have agreed to live by. Overall, I'd highly recommend a visit if you're coming to Copenhagen. I thought it was absolutely amazing place, and it honestly felt like something out of a film set. I would say though, if you are a solo traveller, please try and visit throughout the day. I've heard that it can be a little more unsafe at an evening, but I was there through the day and I felt completely safe. But just obviously have your wits around you and just be wary of where you are. But honestly, enjoy the little walk through with us, because I just thought it was absolutely amazing. Crazy, like the full building is like graffitied and got art on it, and it's just mad. I feel, well, I think it is abandoned. I don't know if it still runs, but the museum upstairs is shut and the music thing's shut, but it is the day, so that might be like a nighttime thing. But yeah, it's crazy, this town. I've never been anywhere like it in my life. Surreal place I've ever been in my entire life. Right, I'm packing up my stuff. and heading to the next location. Not sure where that is. I did work it out on the cafe where the closest was to here, and I'm going to just do it in order on kind of heading back to the main centre. So yeah, well worth a visit here. Guys, this isn't the popular mermaid that I was talking about on the last vlog what I passed in the canal tour, but it's another mermaid, so I thought I'd show you that. So I've just got to the Black Diamond Library. Look at that, it's absolutely huge. I'm gonna go in because I think it's free, so I'm gonna go and have a look. This is the canal. It's honestly so pretty. There, my little Motel 1 bike. Bless us. But I've had to come up with a concoction in terms of putting my phone on the bike, because obviously I don't know where I am and I didn't have a clue where anything I needed to be, anywhere I needed to be was. So I was like, how am I going to get around? So I've like, when I go on it, I tie my tripod phone thing around the little basket thing at the front. It's actually a bit of sun, and that kind of gets us there. It's a bit wobbly, but it works. So that's that. The water looks so blue, honestly looks crystal. The guy in the canal tour yesterday was telling me, like, especially in the summer, people swim in the canal because it's like clean and everything like that. It's honestly stunning. Wow, so pretty. Black Diamond Library is a beautiful building. It's honestly a sight to admire from every single angle. Best of all, you can enter and explore the library for completely free. The Black Diamond is actually the name given to Copenhagen's Danish Royal Library. That is the official name of it. The name the Black Diamond is well earned because when the sunlight reflects off the building's angles, it shines like a black diamond. It's absolutely stunning. Inside, you'll be able to find exhibits, a gift shop, a cafe, and of course the library itself. It's a fantastic place to sit outside and enjoy the views of the harbour as well. And there's a delightful deck with tables and sun chairs which are completely free for visitors to use. Of course, when I seen the stationery in the little gift shop, I was over the moon, and I spent quite a bit of time flicking through all the postcards and the different bits of stationery they had to offer. Honestly, if I had more room to take stuff home, I feel like I would have bought way more than I should have, yeah. So in a way, I'm kind of grateful that I did only have hand luggage to take home stuff, because it did limit my spending a little bit. If you're coming to Copenhagen, I would highly recommend popping along to the library. I think it's a beautiful place to visit and it's completely free, so why not? So I've had a look in the Black Diamond Museum. It's really nice. They had a souvenir shop and they had such good stationery stuff, so I ended up picking up this card catalogue box. It was only £14, which I didn't think was that bad, but it comes with like really lovely cards and envelopes, 30 note cards from the Library of Congress. The original cards used to keep track of your favourite library classics have been dusted off and reproduced in this handy note card set, housed in your very own card catalogue to keep forever. I just thought it was beautiful. There was one open in the shop and I had a look at it, so I bought this for scrapbooking, of course. And then in the town Christiania, I bought, so this is the colouring book of Christiania in the words of drawing. This is what it looks like. I just thought it was beautiful. I really like the illustrations on it, and then they have like quotes and things telling you about it. So obviously there's another illustration here that tells you about the restaurant. I'll have a proper flick through that later, but I just thought it was really nice and a really nice colouring book. So I bought that, and then I got these stickers. Actually quite sunny at the minute, so I'm just sitting by the canal outside of the library, just having some chill time. I might listen to music for 20 minutes or so and then go back to the bike, because there's still 2 attractions I want to get done today.
There is nothing wrong with coasting alone, as long as you're in good company.
Next plan of action is to head to the tower with the 360 observatory. I feel like that's where I want to go next, so I think it's only a 3-minute bike ride away, which is so handy. Honestly, getting the bike was the best decision, because I've been able to go so many places today that I wouldn't have been able to if I was walking, because I do have blisters. Plus, like, the town I went to was like 1.5 miles away in the opposite direction of like where I want to be for the other attractions, so it just would have taken so much longer. And my hotel, Motel 1, you can hire a bike all day for 20 quid, which I thought was so good value, so that's what I did. But yeah, I'm gonna pick my bike up and head to the next place. Castellet is a military installation in Copenhagen that is free to enter, and it dates back to the 1600s, and it is one of Northern Europe's oldest and best preserved cathedrals.
It out, give in to what you got. The sun don't wait for anybody.
On the lift up to the top of the tower. This is actually free. That did not sound healthy. This is actually a free attraction, and honestly I feel like any other city you'd be paying for this. I would have thought you'd have been paying in Copenhagen, but it's free. And I hope it's good. You get a view of the city apparently. I'm very excited. Guys, look at the little projector pigeons. That's crazy. This is what it says here. When the tower was constructed in 1918, it was open towards the sky. That resulted in the city's pigeons nesting in the tower until it was closed off. With her video and light installation in 2015, artist Eva Koch has let the pigeons reclaim the tower. Here they now sit and coo merrily on the plaster models of many decorations placed inside and outside Christiansborg. The pigeon is our oldest known domesticated bird. Around 300 species exist, divided between approx 4 genera. The pigeons live in nature as well as in cities, in our myths, poetry and the pictures. That is so cool. In June 2014, the tower opened to the public, which means everyone can access and get these amazing views completely free, and it is well worth it. Okay, so I've just got out of the tower. I think I'm going to ditch the Museum of Copenhagen. I don't really fancy it. So I think my plan of action now is to get my bike, head to Sephora, because I do want Sephora. I want some mini makeup because I had an Arborian BB cream with us and I thought, oh my god, perfect. I had a mini one and it's far too dark. So I'm going to have to give that to my mum because she's got a darker complexion than me. And I would like to get the fair one, which is what I have in the big size and I really like it. So I'm going to see if I can get the fair mini, and if they've got any other minis, then have a look. I want some Rare Beauty as well. I really like the Rare Beauty setting spray, and I have had the mini version of that before and I really liked it. So I'm going to head to Sephora. I'm going to find a black coffee somewhere, get a black coffee, go back to the hotel and have my pastry with my black coffee, probably chill at the hotel for an hour, and then I'm going to head out back tonight to go to the restaurant that I want to go to. Question that kept coming up on my Instagram, or like similar questions, is I wish I had the courage to do things like this. How come you decided to go alone? Honestly, like this time last year, I was never the type of person who thought I would ever solo travel. I just didn't think I had the confidence. I didn't think I had the like independence to do it. I was even saying to Sean on FaceTime today, like I'm in a whole other country by myself, like that is mental. But honestly, like for me, the thing that pushed us to do it this year was Sean is at university, I said in the last vlog, and this year I really wanted to get things ticked off my bucket list. There's so many places I want to see, and I'm getting older and I'm still not old, but I just was worrying that there was certain places I was never going to get to see, and it kept playing on my mind. And I thought, I have kind of always wanted to, I don't know, have a bit of independence that I felt like I've never had. So I decided to just go for it and book a trip. I decided Copenhagen. Personally, it's one of the safest cities in the world, and I think for a first trip it was that reassurance of like it is meant to be a really safe city. Obviously anywhere you travel there's going to be things that can go wrong and things that can happen, but obviously you've just got to have your wits about you and stuff like that. I decided Copenhagen, Denmark was one of the places I'd always wanted to go, and I just thought, book it, like, you know, just go 3 nights. That was a big thing to me this time last year. The thought of being on a plane by myself with no human that I know was petrifying. So I started building myself up on the lead up to knowing that this trip was coming, where I would go on little day dates. I would like take myself to a coffee shop a bit more than usual. I even went like to a few towns in Northumberland, not far from Newcastle, like Morpeth and stuff, because I knew I had to build that independence and have experiences solo in terms of like going for dinner and stuff like that. So I was like, I need to be able to do that by myself. So that's what I've done. And for me, this is the start, I think, of quite a few solo trips. I was telling Sean the day, I was like, you need to do a solo trip. Obviously he's got uni and a lot of commitments at home right now, and our trips are going to start in June together, but I was saying to him, like, you need to do a solo trip. Like, it's the most liberating, crazy experience of my life, and I just think I'm just so glad I took the plunge to do it. All the scary thoughts that I was having, touch wood, for me, have not been an issue, and it is all in my head, and I'm so aware of that, and I don't want to let my head stop us from doing things that I want to do and see in the world. And that's something that definitely has been a big issue for me in the past, is letting anxieties and fears that are in my head stop me from doing things. And I was like, I don't want that. I want to be able to try things and not overthink them, and you know, really just try and live the best life that I can. I'm only here once, and I have opportunities, and you know, my job is a job which I can literally work from anywhere. I'm so incredibly lucky to be able to do that, and I have the opportunity to be able to travel and earn and document it all, and I wasn't taking advantage of that. And I feel like if I'd been single, it might have been something I had done quite a while ago, I took more advantage of. But then again, it might not have, because I always had these fears and anxieties around solo travelling. But I'm just so glad I've done it. Honestly, if you've ever wanted to do it, I would say, for me so far, it's been one of the best experiences, and I plan on doing more. I want to do more. And I would say, if you've got the opportunity to do it, do it. Hey, how have you found doing a solo trip? I'm considering doing it once in Split, but I feel like I'm not brave enough yet. Honestly, this was so me. Like, I never felt that I'd be able to do this. I never felt brave enough. I am the most, like, non-independent person at home. Like, I do have my own house and stuff, but to me that's not independence. Like, I rely on people so much, and I do, like, if I'm got a decision to make, I always ask my mum or Sean or somebody else's opinion. I feel like I never just make a decision for me, whereas this full trip I've made decisions for me, and granted, they're not massive decisions. They're just like, what do I want to eat, where do I want to go, how do I want to spend a day, but they're decisions that for me have been big, and they've just been mine to make, and it's been absolutely crazy. And I feel like you can do little things at home to try and get you prepared for a solo trip. Like I said, I done by going to like little towns by yourself, going shopping, going to coffee shops, going to restaurants by yourself. That'll definitely help you prepare for a solo trip. But I think for me personally, it's about taking that plunge and doing it. I think the more I thought about it, the more it was something I was never going to do. It wasn't until I just booked the trip and I knew that I was going. I'd booked it, everything was booked and paid for, and that was kind of it. I was going, and yeah, I didn't feel that nervous leading up to it though, to be fair. Like, I didn't really feel scared. I just kind of felt like, I don't know, like in the airport I was a bit apprehensive, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually happening. Like, I'm actually getting on a plane by myself. That's when it really did hit us, and I started to have, not a panic attack, but I started to get a bit anxious in the airport. But then honestly, once I was on the plane, it was fine. I think it was just the waiting around of the airport. Like, you wait around in airports for so long, and I think it was definitely just the waiting around in the airport that made us like start to think things. But once I was on the plane, I was in the air and it was fine. I felt great. Thinking of booking to go here with my partner for a mini break. Was the transport from the airport to the hotel easy enough? Have an amazing time, you deserve it. So I kind of touched on this in the first vlog. I actually got the metro from the airport to the centre of Copenhagen, and this was something that I was quite apprehensive about, because I, like, honestly, if you know me as a person, or if any of your family watching this, I haven't got much sense of direction at all, and being in a completely different country that I'd never been to before, I was like, oh my god. But I just used my phone to kind of give us instructions as to where I needed to be and what I needed to do, and the airport, once I got out of the airport, was really well signposted with the word metro, so I followed that, got to like the metro, which is like a train. We have metros in Newcastle, but I know not everybody has them. And I know once when I was working with the metro in Newcastle, my manager Jamie, who lives in Southampton, was like, I did have to Google what the metro was, and I was like, oh, it's like a train. So yeah, so I then got to the train station or the metro station, and then I just hopped on it, and on my phone it told us which location I needed to get off to be able to walk to my hotel within 10 minutes, and I did that, and it was so straightforward. There was a little ticket machine, got my ticket, and off I trotted. But honestly, I've got no sense of direction. I'm the worst person when it comes to stuff like that. So if you've got your phone and you can plan it out on your phone, I would say good stuff, and it's going to be pretty easy because I managed it. So if I can, anybody can, and trust us when I say that. That is like literally so true. you, you too. I got myself a vegan hot dog thing that I seen on the lady there. It's the first vegan one I've seen. Sorry for the chain, it's quite loud. First vegan one I've found, so I'm absolutely buzzing because I thought I wasn't going to be able to get one. So this is the main shopping street of Copenhagen. I'm just heading to Sephora. I've just locked my bike up. Quite a lot of shops that we do have at home, to be fair, and I know that a lot of the shops here we definitely do have in London because Katie, me and my friends took us to quite a few of them before. But yeah, there's also some in which I've never heard of. So yeah, Sephora's on the end of this little street we're on, so I'm just heading here.
Days up and down. When you hold my hand, I shine. Worried I don't have enough. With you, I'm never running out. And our world waits for us. And nothing's gonna stop us now. Yeah, we could stay forever. Let's stay here, my baby. Yeah, when you hold my hand, yeah, I'm ready for you.
I'm back at the hotel room. I've been here a while. I've just been watching TikTok. Guys, I'm sure I have a problem, right, where I don't think foreign currency and foreign money is real money. I just spend for the crack. I bought some sunglasses. I don't have a clue why, but I used to have some round ones, like, well, it was probably years ago now, that I really liked, and I don't have them anymore. I seen these round ones in Flying Tiger, and I was like, so I got these. I quite like them, to be fair. I do like them. So that is them. And then I also got myself a little mini first aid kit because I thought it would be good for travelling going forward anyway. But I had to get a plaster from the reception this morning. And this has loads of plasters in it and bandages and stuff because I've got loads of blisters. So I just thought I could do with this when I seen it, so I picked it up. Just had a message from KLM to say that in Amsterdam there's high winds and that they're going to be cancelling and delaying flights. So not sure what's going to happen with that, but could have a bit of a delay or a cancellation tomorrow. So we'll have to play it by ear and see. I feel so tired. I'm going to have to just get my shoes on and go out the door because if I don't, I'll end up just going to sleep and not going out. And I do really want a nice dinner tonight. So. And that is going to bring this video to an end. I just finished the evening by having a pizza and basically went to bed to get sorted and pack my case for leaving the next day. I had a brilliant first trip and I can't wait to bring you along on more solo trips.